Where will you be this Saturday? I myself will be in Birmingham. I will be there with the Veterans Against Terrorism and the DFLA. I will be there because silence is no longer an option, because silence only creates victims. We have sat back on our onkers for too long, only to then see Telford break and finally the admission that this stems back 40 years plus, which I've been saying since the first programme I did with Louder with Crowder, when I remembered being a young girl homeless on the streets, whilst another young white girl, was being pimped out by Pakistani men. I knew nothing of Islam, I knew nothing of Muslims, and I certainly knew nothing of grooming gangs. I know that Sikh girls were targeted. I believe there's a possibility they still are being. But on the industrial scale, where white girls are being targeted, and the methods being so different, and they are different, neither is good and neither is right. Both are wrong, and both equally abhorrent. But young white girls plied with alcohol and drugs, often by force, and then gang raped, urinated on, beaten some more, stamped on, marked, branded, murdered. As I said in my speech in Newcastle, Kelly Sinnott was referred to in the newspaper as Carpet Girl, as though her name mattered not a jot. Her name must never be forgotten. People need to listen to that name, Kelly Sinnott, and never ever let her become another statistic, along with every other statistic that has been ignored in this country. He forced her to get a tattoo with the words property of. He beat her, he raped her, he stamped her multiple times, he placed a cord around her neck from a games console until she was dead. The whole time, her small child was in the room next door and could hear the screams of his mother dying. If you cannot be there in Birmingham, then I am pleading with women all over the world. And I want to make this very clear. This is not because I am anti-man. Trust me. I believe the men of this country are the real feminists. I believe they care about these girls. I believe that they are the feminists, not the femi-fascists who will never speak up about this issue because they do not have the moral backbone, the fortitude, or the courage to do so. But MARIAS is holding an event. There will be a protest by MARIAS from Downing Street to Westminster. It will be on the 20th of August. The event is up on my page. Marching with me so far is Baroness Cox and also a lady called Fozia Rashid. These are both brave women who have equally said, no more. Enough is enough. No more should a Muslim child be forced to marry a grown man, or any Muslim woman forced into marriage. No more should a Muslim woman have Sharia law imposed on her in a country that is a Western country that has a culture of its own that is being slowly eroded through political correctness and the greed of the government that wants Saudi funding. And no more should any girl suffer alone in silence at the hands of brutal, barbaric, rapist scum. I have had girls contact me that have been urinated on, defecated on, beaten with chains. So for the people of this world like Caitlin Spencer, for people like Kelly Sinnott, mums, please get off your bums and get on the streets with MARIAS on the 20th of August. It is important. It is time. The Veterans Against Terrorism will be there, and the men will be there with the Veterans Against Terrorism on that day. Security will be provided and you will be made sure that you are safe at all times. But we can no longer leave this fight to the men. This is not their fight to fight alone. We are the future generations, because without mothers there is no future generation. For every daughter you have, stand up. Make it happen. Stand as one. MARIAS, the 20th of August, 2018. Please be there. Please be there.